So, good afternoon to everyone. Today, I'd like to concentrate on two problems. Problem number one is yeah, searching binary search operation and a prefix sum. Okay, prefix sum. Prefix sum is one of the very important problems. Actually, so far you did not come across this particular prefix sum. Already traversals is already woven actually. రెండు arrays ఇచ్చి యాడ్ చేయటం మనం గమనించాం. Two arrays have been taken and two or three threads have been initiated and identified the sum of two arrays. That is called as traversal actually. So let me explain that one for a while. So however, today we'd like to concentrate on these two, searching, binary searching and prefix sum. These two will be taken into consideration. And let us have a look at these things. So first of all, let me open command in administrator mode. Yes, I'd like to take in administrator mode. Afterwards, let us move to the column, the OpenMP, MinTW, CD, also open 520 euro. Who is 520? Okay, let us see. Let us see. Let me open the file. Is there anything? Let me explain this particular problem for a while, and then we'll move to only .c file. That is find research. Yeah. So implementation of binary search in parallel program is a bit difficult. Even then, like to take final examination in the stuff trials అవసరం to write all this kind of stuff here. So very important point to be remember. So from here to here. So this is very important for you. So we need to write this particular part. Only this particular part is required. Let me select all those. Up to this particular part is required. That's all. So no extra. Okay, where exactly pragma will be there with you, then you have to write that particular pragma. That's all. Only these many lines are required here. So here, let us take this particular problem. So here, we'd like to take the size of the binary search and take the values which have been used for search space, those elements. So must be in ascending order only. By default, the binary search is accepted the elements in ascending order, then only you can operate this binary search in effective manner. If it is at random, the data will be at random. You never ever get the proper output of this problem here. So therefore, we need to take only in ascending order, and then key to be searched. Whatever the key you are supposed to search, you can take this one here. Then this particular point. What is this particular point here in the sense? How many threads are required? Number of threads to be created. How many threads were expected to create? So that is n-ray search algorithm. That is the meaning of this n-ray search algorithm here. Okay. So how many threads are required here? You can take those many number of threads, and then of course, as far as binary search is concerned, always the left element will be 0 and the right element will be size -1, that is n -1. That is always being taken into consideration. If key is greater than or equal to left and less than or equal to right, if this could be there, what does it means? We are trying to check out that whether key will be, whatever the values binder search values, whatever the elements we have been taken, all those elements are in ascending order or not, and whether element is in between those two values or not. So let us check like that. Otherwise, we directly, if this condition is not true, directly we'll go and check that so we are not, the element is not present in the list. Directly we'll go and say, check out this particular element is not in the list here. So directly we'll go ahead. So if it is not there, where it is, yeah. So if this particular condition is gets true, then we'll enter into while left not equal to right. So it could be the same as like as the binder search in sequential fashion. Sequential ga meer ఏ విధంగా అయితే చేస్తా ఉన్నారో సేమ్ అదే ప్యాటర్న్ లో ఇక్కడ కూడా పెద్ద డిఫరెన్స్ ఏం లేదు. So this is actually non-recursive method actually. While left less than or equal to right or not equal to right, we are performing this particular operation. So if you have any questions, I'd like to go ahead with third year's this one also. We'll we have taken this. Yeah. This PPT, then it is actually divide and conquer method actually. This is divide and conquer method. So let me go ahead and explain using third. Divide and conquer. Yes, you can see this one. So look at this particular problem. So divide and conquer approach will be seen in such a way. What is our main motto of this particular problem is, this is the main motto. Of course, you know about this particular case. This case is not important for us because we are not assuming that we are not giving any algorithm and evaluation part here. This let us eliminate this particular first case. First case is not important for us. In second case, P is having more than one element, that is more than two elements. So then I have to divide the particular problem into several sub-problems based on these conditions, based on these three conditions. Okay, these are the three conditions. If x equal to x in the sense the element which is being searched, x in the sense the element which is going to search within the list. If x equal to a of q, then your problem is gets over. And our problem will be gets considered here. Then how could you consider this a of q? A of q will be always taken into consideration that low plus high, low plus so let me write high divided by 2. So your list will be always so this is called as, this will be equal to q here. Okay, list will be always make into two halves and identify the mid element. If a mid element will be the first attempt, mid element will be the actual element which is going to be searched, then our problem is solved. Otherwise, we'd like to check that a of q is less than or greater than. If x is less than a of q, you will assuming that your problem will be, your element will be available a of I to a of q minus 1 or a of 0 to a of n minus 1. Sorry, a of mid minus 1. Okay, if it is possible, mid will be the, instead of q, we'd like to consider as mid. A of 0 to a of mid minus 1 will be the search space which is going to be took place. Okay, therefore your problem can be reduced to q minus I and a of I to a of q minus 1 and the element which is going to search like this. Otherwise, if x is greater than a of q, mid plus 1 to, so a of n. So actually we have taken in another form while explaining this particular thing. So in this way we have been taken into consideration. So this is the actual criteria where exactly our problem is divided into several number of sub problems. Okay, for the point which we have to consider, we'd like to go ahead and take this particular thing also. So first is this one, last is this one, and we are trying to search for the element 20 here, the element 20 here. So 20 is not is equal to mid. So 20 equal to not equal to mid, that is 20 is equal to 70, it is false. So therefore, we'd like to search for another, whether it is less than mid or greater than mid. Yes, the element is less than mid, So therefore, search space will be reduced to first to mid minus. Okay, then this entire data will be, look at this, this entire data will be, so striked off. This data cannot be taken into consideration. This data will not be there within the search space. Therefore, would like to search the data in between the first to mid minus one only. This is our actually search space here. This is the search space. Okay. And identify again mid equal to 3. I mean 1 plus 6 divided by 3, that is 7 divided by 3, sorry, 7 divided by 2, which is 3.5. It is always taken the lower bound, I mean floor of value. So therefore it is, instead of 3.5, it could be taken as 3, and which is equal to, so 30. And also check that whether the 30 equal to 20 is not true. Then again we will do this one. Now this is such space. I mean, these elements are not supposed to be taken into consideration for next time. So therefore, mid minus 1 again. Mid minus 1 again. You can see this one. That is last, and mid will be taken over there. Already that space was, this red colored space was already avoided in the first recursive call. And this green color was avoided in second recursive call. Now, so does A of mid equal to element? No, it is not true. Element is less than? No, it is not, because 10 equal to 20 not true. And 10, A of mid element is less than mid? No, it is not true. Then it will be goes to this area. Therefore, mid will be taken into consideration. So something like this. In this way, this particular thing is going to be gets happened. That is the mid. First to last term mid. Now the problem is gets over, and even element will be gets identified. Your search is successful. Okay. In this way, look at this. This is the first recursive call. This is the second recursive call, and this is the third recursive call. Okay. In fourth recursive call, everything is gets identified. So how many number of elements are there? Total number of elements are 13. Total number of elements are 13. So let me consider. Let me make this particular value into 2 power 4. That is 2 power 4. That is 16 plus not equal to 2 power 4. So the particular complexity of this one is log base 2 2 power 4 base 2 here. It will be equal to 4 iterations or recursive calls are required to identify whether element is existed or not. Okay. This is the binary search actually. So for this particular binary search, we have used this kind of this is iterative kind of issue. We have used this particular algorithm to implement in a parallel way. Okay, we have used this particular algorithm in parallel way. While low less than or equal to high, otherwise low not equal to high, both are same. Not equal to high, both are same. We have been taken and identified the mid element, and check about this one, check about this one, and check about this one. If these two conditions are false, obviously you have to return the mid. So this is the algorithm which we have to take into consideration, and based on that particular algorithm, look at this. Try to go through this particular algorithm in a sequential way of execution. Everything will be executed with single processor only. If you take this particular algorithm, so it could be seems very easy. But as far as parallel programming is concerned, so you have to send this particular problem to more than one thread. More than one thread. So sending the data to more than one thread will be a typical kind of application. So for that we are doing a huge amount of processing. So the program size will be very huge, but the problem will be solved within a less amount of time. So actually, as far as this particular point of view, the log base 2 n will be the so the time complexity here, where n will be converted into 2 powers. Then it's very easy to identify. N will be, for example, n will be equal to 1024 elements. For example, 1024 will be so identified with 2 power 10. So therefore, log base 2 2 power 10 will be equal to 10 here. So to search whether an element will be existed with your so-called list of elements, that is n equal to 1024, will be taken just 10 recursive calls, just 10 iterative calls. Here it is, we have discussed only iteration, so that 10 10 iterative calls will be enough to identify whether your element will be existed within the list of elements or not. So therefore, it is very efficient, provided, very importantly, provided your data will be in ascending order. If your data is not in ascending order, of course, binary search is not supposed to be worked out in a proper way. Okay. Now, so look at this. That is the point which we have taken into consideration here. So where it is, while left not equal to right, it is a recursive kind of algorithm, sorry, iterative kind of algorithm, and we would like to print the continuation of how the threads are going to be taken into consideration. What is the left value? What is the right value? What is the size value? Okay, size less than or equal to n. N in the sense what we have taken here, n. Number of threads are n. What is the size of your array? That is size. For example, 200 elements have been taken, and the threads also 200. No need to execute everything, because each and every element will be sent to one particular thread. It will be taken 1 unit of time, so that at least so number of size must be always less than n here. Okay, 50% of elements must be always taken into consideration while you have to send the data here. Then you have to create how many number of threads here. So size threads, size will be equal to 5 in the sense. So 5 number of threads are going to be created. Size will be equal to 20 in the sense 20 number of threads are going to be created. Size will be equal to 100 in the sense 100 threads are going to be created. So we are trying to mention whatever how many number of elements are there with you, those many threads are going to be created here. Those many threads are going to be created here. So that is the point which we have to take into consideration. Okay, the for loop can be, this particular for loop can be, we have created this parallel for loop with these many number of threads. Okay, then separator of I will be equal to left plus I. Left value is actually 0, 0 plus 0, 0, 0 plus 1, 1, and so on. So therefore, you have to create those many number of threads here, and TID is going to generate. TID is going to generate. So how many number of threads here based on the size here. Okay, if it is less than or equal to, size is less than or equal to n. If this condition is not true, then we'll go ahead and create with n number of threads only. Okay, so ఇక్కడ అబ్జర్వ్ చేయవలసిన విషయం, for example, size will be equal to, let me write at this place, if size will be equal to, number of elements will be equal to 100, for example, then number of threads you are interested to create will be equal to only 4. 100 less than or equal to 4, is it true? No, it is not true. 100 less than or equal to 4, is it true? No, it is not true. So therefore, we'll go, if this is the case, if this particular thing is the case, then we'd like to execute those many number of threads will be gets created. If this is not the case in the sense size less than or equal to n is not true, then we would like to create only how much value you have been specified. Those many number of threads are going to be created, and you have to take interval. Interval in the sense you have to divide your list of elements into, so those many n number of sub lists, and each list will be sent to one particular thread and identify whether the so-called element is available in each and every thread. If it is existed, then obviously it will be goes for separate. If it is not existed, then key value is not available, then you have to go for this separation with A of bit element here. Okay, so in this way we have to take it into consideration. ఇది మనకు మేజర్ గా అర్థం చేసుకోవాల్సింది. Okay, very important point is this much, where it is, yes, from here to here. This is very important, from here to where it is, yes, up to here. This is very, very important for you. Threads and create చేస్తున్నాం అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. Let me execute this particular thing for a while. I'll go ahead here and G++ followed by -f open mp, then followed by binary Search dot, I think it is the binary search full name. Binary search, yes. Binary search dot C hyphen O EXEC. Yes, everything is gets over. EXEC, execute. The size of the array, let me take it as some 10 elements. So enter the data in ascending order. Let me enter in a formal way. 10 elements have been taken. I'm sorry. I have placed here dot. So that is why the problem is not executed in proper way. 10 elements. Enter the element to be searched. That would be, for example, that is 1. How many threads are going to be created? Let me say 5. 5 threads are going to be created. Look at this. Thread 0 has been allocated 1 element. So I mean the 0 to 1 element will be thread 0. Thread 2 will be, so 2 to 5. Thread 3 will be taken, so 6 and 7. Thread 3 will be taken this value. Okay, thread 2 will be this one. Thread 4 will be taken this particular value, and element is available at position 1. Okay, left equal to 0, right equal to 9. Total size will be equal to 10. 0 to 1 will be taken by this one, thread 0. Thread 1 will be taken, so 2 to 3. 2 and 3 will be taken by thread 2. Thread 3, 4 and 5 has taken by thread 5. And then, thread 3. Thread 4 will be taken, this one here, 7 and 8. And 9, 10 has been taken, one more thread. That thread is not been displayed here. Okay, in this way, so it would be taken 2 units of time, 2 units of time, 2 units of time, 2 units of time. So therefore, your problem is gets solved within so 2 units of time. అన్ని కూడా రెండు యూనిట్లు కాబట్టి, so identification of this thing is 2 units of time. Let me enter one more time without having one more the element which is not available here. Again 10 will be taken. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Let me take 25. So here also 5. Okay, element does not present in the list. If element does not present in the list, obviously, so because first condition itself we have to check that whether it is, a of 0, that is area of 0 is greater than or equal to so value or not. For that we have been checking here. First condition itself we have taken here. So key is greater than or equal to area of left, or key is less than or equal to this much or not. Because already it is in the ascending order, so that we'd like to check this particular condition, so that with 1 unit of time you would like to identify whether your element will be available within the list or not. So that is why we could not get any thread. Thread instantiations are not supposed to be shown here. Okay, that is the problem here. Okay, in this way you can able to explain this one. Okay. Next one is, I believe that you please identify right away from here to here. This place to this place is very important. Let me write this important phase from here to here. ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఇక్కడ వరకు మాత్రం important phase. ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటే చాలు. మీరు ఫైనల్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ లో ఇంతవరకు రాసినా మీకు ప్రాబ్లం లేదు. మిగతా అంతా రాయాల్సినంత అవసరం లేదు. ఇంతవరకు మాత్రం చాలా 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 ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఈ పేజ్ దగ్గర నుంచి ఈ పేజ్ వరకు కంపల్సరీ రాయాల్సి ఉంటుంది ఫైనల్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్. ఓకే, అది కూడా ఇంకా చెప్పాలంటే ఇక్కడ నుంచి కూడా కాదు, ఈ ప్లేస్ నుంచి. ఇంకా క్లియర్గా చెప్పాలంటే ఈ ప్లేస్ నుంచి. దిస్ ఇస్ ది ఇంపార్టెంట్ పేజ్. ఓకే, ప్లీజ్ రిమెంబర్ దిస్. థ్రెడ్స్ ఎన్ని క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నారు, ఎట్లా అలొకేట్ అవుతుంది, అది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. బికాస్ ప్యారలల్ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ విల్ బి implemented right away from here to here. This one is size equal to 10 అయితే n కూడా 10 అనుకోండి, 10 థ్రెడ్స్ అనేవి అలొకేట్ చేయటం. ఒకవేళ n అనేది తక్కువ ఉంటే, సైజ్ కంటే తక్కువ ఉంటే దాని ప్రకారం అలొకేట్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం. ఇది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఈ రెండే చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. Now let me go ahead and take one more problem. Only C will be taken. prefix sum, where it is. Prefix sum ante em ledandi. Don't worry about this particular prefix sum here. So let me take MS Paint here for a while. Then better to explain. So this is the better kind of explanation. So look at this prefix sum in the sense you have been given. Yeah, one moment, please. So connection was happened. Yeah, you can look at this. Look at this. So array elements will be given some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the elements which have been given by me. So what is the prefix sum in the sense? So if this is the first element, 1 is the first element, so that what I would like to say, so 1 will be the first element. Since it is first element, it could be taken as it is. Then second element of next will be add these two. It will be considered as 1 plus 2, that is 3 will be the value. Then prefix sum in the sense add this one and this one. Actually, here what I wrote is something wrong here. Okay, let me take so this is one, and add these two will be produced this value. Add these two will be produced the next value, that is 6. Add these two will be produced the next value, that is 10. Add these two and will be produced let me say 15. Add these two, that will be produced 21. Add these two, it will be produced 28. So these are the prefixed sums. Okay, these are the prefixed sums. In this way, you have to consider here. So you'd like to prefix sum will be there. This is the first sum. This is the second sum. This is the third sum. This is the fourth sum, and so on. And so on and so forth. You have to perform the operations here. In this way, prefixed sums are going to be taken into consideration. Okay. So for this particular problem, so we have to take two arrays. So array number 1, and this is first array. This is the second array. This is the second array. So based on that, you have to perform the prefixed sum. Sometimes, so array number 2 is not also required. Array number 2 also not required. Directly you have to produce the output without creation of a second array. Rendu array create directly output to produce change. That's what the point will be. So to perform this particular thing, so what exactly we are trying to perform here? Let us execute the thing here. This is the prefixed sum. So actually, a previous one I did that. So most of the things I did that, but it is not being done by me. It has been copied. It has been copied from so GitHub. GitHub నుంచి కాపీ చేసింది ఇది. So నేనైతే చేయలేదు. So okay, let me execute this one. I could not explain this one also, but you could take. So from here to here. From here to here. How many number of threads you are supposed to create? You have to create huge number of threads. Many number of threads are going to be gets created. Every time you have to take one sum and apply or add that sum to prefixed sum. Continuously you are supposed to perform. Continuously. Let me explain this one here. Let me execute this one for a while, then you could understand. Okay. G++ -f open empty trefix.c. No, I'd like to create an object file, that is exec. Okay, now exec. So enter the length, 10 elements. So enter the numbers 1, 5, 3, 8, 4, 9, 6, 7, 6. How many? So 4 plus 4. Then that is 2 and then 10. So 1 plus 5, 6. 6 plus 3, 9. 9 plus 8, 17. 17 plus 4, 21. 21 plus 9. So that is 30. 30 plus 7, 37. 37 plus 6, 43, and so on. In this way, our problem will be continued. This is what the prefixed sum will be. Okay. So I'd like to explain this one after some other day. So let me. So actually, the actual problem will be incurred within this prefix sum is this one. This is the actual problem. Okay. Continuously, you have to add with the specific already existed sum. This is the prefixed sum. Okay. So the points which we have to remember, we have to create the default pragma, which is default parallel, which is none. Based on the values, and we have used shared memory also. You can see shared memory also gets used here. So these shared memory and number of threads are going to be used by that particular shared memory will be taken into consideration. Based on that, it is going to be evaluated. So actually, in parallel programming, I know how to use shared memory in Linux. In Linux, with a single process, I know I could write program for shared memory in Linux. It could be very easy. But in parallel programming, it has been taken approximately 6 to 7 parameters. So I need to study about these 7 parameters. Let me give you these. What is this array and what is this second parameter, third parameter, fourth, fifth, and sixth parameter? What are these? How shared memory can be taken into consideration. In the next unit, we are going to study each and every point here. So let me explain this particular problem in the next unit also. Okay, please consider this particular statement from me, and I'd like to take this particular problem by next unit also. This is what prefix sum. So already traversals is already over actually. So just wait for a while. Let me take attendance of you because the time is going to conclude. Let me take attendance of you. Yeah, attendance has been taken. Then let me share one more time. So already the problem has been done by us. The problem is this one. Traversing is array. This is the traversing. Yes, this particular problem will be called as the traversing. So you have been created 5 threads. So number of elements are 5. Number of elements are 5. So that you have created 5 threads. So parallelly you have traversed 5 threads at a time. I mean 5 elements at a time. Parallelly you have traversed 5 elements at a time. Okay, it's already completed. Previously I have completed. If you run this particular program for a while, okay, you can make this particular program into dynamic one because it is a of something, b of something. సజెస్ట్ తీసుకొని అన్ని థ్రెడ్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసి యాడ్ చేయండి. అలా చేసినా కానీ ప్రాబ్లం ఏం లేదు. సో ఇక్కడ ఒకసారి let me take the not prefix sum and here it is array.c. So look at this. Okay, this problem can be specified like this. So 6 plus 1, 7 has taken by first thread, and 7 plus 2, 9 has been taken by second thread, so the thread of 1. So 8 plus 3, 11. 11 has taken by thread 3, and 4 plus 9, that is 13, taken by this thread, and so on. This is what the traversal means. Okay, any number of threads unte any number of threads తీసుకొని traversal చేసుకుంటూ రావచ్చు. అలా దీన్ని చేసే పద్ధతిని traversal అంటారు. ఓకే, సో ట్రావెర్సల్ చాలా ఈజీగా మనం పర్ఫామ్ చేయొచ్చు. ర్యాంక్ ఆపరేషన్ కొంచెం ఇట్ కుడ్ బి టేకెన్ సమ్ టైమ్ టు మీ టు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ బికాస్ ర్యాంక్ సార్టింగ్ ఈజ్ వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఆల్సో. మీకు ఈ ర్యాంకింగ్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాలి అంటే నేను ఒక చిన్న పాయింట్ తీసుకుంటాను. ఆ పాయింట్ ఏంటో లెట్ మీ టేక్. మీ ర్యాంక్స్ని కనుక్కునేటప్పుడు మీకు మొన్న వచ్చిన ఎగ్జామినేషన్ రిజల్ట్స్ని బేస్ చేసుకొని 4-1 ఎక్కడ 4-1 yeah 4-1 ఇక్కడ ర్యాంక్ అల్గారిథం ఉంది. అంటే ర్యాంక్ కమాండ్ ఉంది ఇక్కడ. Look at this. These are the evaluation of you. ఇక్కడ గమనించినట్లయితే this is rank. I have been taken ranking something like this. ఇక్కడ ఒకసారి అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. ఎలా ర్యాంక్ ని కనుక్కోవాలి ఒకసారి అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. ర్యాంక్ ఆఫ్ ద కమాండ్ ఇస్ ర్యాంక్ ఆఫ్ U39, ఈ సొంత ఈ లిస్ట్ మొత్తంలో ఇతని ర్యాంక్ ఎంత. ఓకేనా, యూ కెన్ సీ. సో ర్యాంక్ ఆఫ్, యూ కెన్ సీ దిస్ వన్ హియర్. ర్యాంక్ ఆఫ్ U9 అంటే ఈ మంజునాథ్ అనే అబ్బాయిది. సో ఇతనికి వచ్చిన SGPA అది. ఈ SGPA ప్రకారం ఏ ర్యాంక్ లో ఉన్నాడు, ఈ మొత్తం ర్యాంక్ లో అంటే ఈ మొత్తం ఎలిమెంట్స్ లో ఏ ర్యాంక్ లో ఉన్నాడు. He may be communicated with all other people and identify what is the rank of him. Okay, so ఇది పరిస్థితి. So he got 38 rank, something like that, as far as the SGPA who got. So to evaluate this one, we need to have some kind of time. So మామూలుగా అయితే చేసేయచ్చు, అంటే సీక్వెన్షియల్ గా చేసేయచ్చు. దీన్ని సీక్వెన్షియల్ గా పెద్ద ఇష్యూ లేదు. లిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఫస్ట్ తీసుకుంటాము. ఆ లిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ లో ర్యాంక్ ఐడెంటిఫై చేయడం చాలా ఈజీ. ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ ఈజీ. ప్యారల్ గా ఎలా చేయాలనేది కొద్దిగా టైం తీసుకుంటాను, నేను టైం తీసుకుని ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. ఓకే, సో ఎక్సెప్ట్ దట్ వన్ ర్యాంకింగ్ కూడా తీసుకుంటాను. ఈ 4th యూనిట్ అయిపోయే లోపల ర్యాంకింగ్ కూడా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. ఎక్సెప్ట్ దట్ వన్, సో ఐడ్ లైక్ టు గో అహెడ్ దిస్ వన్. Data at parallel and task at parallel. Tomorrow we shall complete this too. Okay, on the elimination, not elimination, on leftover this particular topic, we'd like to take this one. And the shared memory వచ్చేటప్పుడు, shared memory కి సంబంధించి వచ్చినప్పుడు prefix sum అనేది మరలా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను. Don't worry. How shared memory can be and how the shared memory can be taken parameters while it is being executed parallelly, how this could be happen, and let me explain each and everything. Okay, so this is for the class today. We shall meet in the next session for data at parallel and the task at parallel. After completion of these two, we'll come back to shared memory and take the problem of prefix sum and ranking also at that time. Okay, probably by Saturday we'll complete. By Saturday, shared memory will be the topic, and at that moment I'll explain prefix sum and ranking algorithm. Both will be gets explained to you by Saturday. By Friday, we'll finish off these two. Okay. Good. Attendance తీసుకున్నాం, ఎవరో మిస్ అయ్యారు అక్కడ. ఇది పరిస్థితి. Okay, we'll meet.